Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Getting to Know. Today we're getting to know the Atom H10 Electric Skateboard. And like always, the best way to do that, go for a ride. Okay, cool. So I've been out riding a little bit. I want to make a few comments, but to do that, I'm going to kind of cruise up the hill and ride a bit. But before I do that, I would like you guys to just take a peek out there because we got a pretty nice view here. But as we ride, we're getting down to kind of the end of the battery. So I'm going to do this hill right here, but as the board actually as the power drops, so does the hill climbing ability. It's called voltage sag. So once your voltage comes down, your power in general does go down. But I'm still going to give this a shot. I know at the top it gets to 15%, and I know this board can't quite handle 15% with my weight, even on a full battery. So it is going to come to a stop, but let's see how it goes. Well, cool. So basically, for general, riding and hill climbing ability, like I said, you can see on this is about 8%. It might look flat, but it's, I'm actually cruising uphill about 8%, say, and it rides really, really well. So it handles most normal hills without a problem. But when you do get to the steep stuff at the top, like I said, I'll show you, the thing is going to come to a stop. But like I said, that's at the end of the battery life. We got a couple cars cruising up, so I'm going to just cruise over here, make sure I don't hit any pedestrians. Yeah, so right now we're at 10. Yeah. And somewhere around 12. Do you see that? Nice green, lime green Ferrari cruising past. So basically it gets to the point where it can't go any further. Like I said, this is kind of the end of the battery life, so it's not a true indication of it. But on our website, we spec that it will do 10%, and it will do that. I'm about 180 pounds. All the specs are done for 150 pounds, kind of an average weight person. But anyway, it's got a decent amount of climb. It's not a super grunty hill climber, but it's got a decent amount. For most of the hills that you're gonna find in your town, you're gonna be all right. So I'm just gonna cruise down the hill because one of the things that I love about it is it rides like a normal longboard. So just carving, cruising, it's just like you're on a longboard. So we're gonna cruise down and have a little chat as we go down. Now the one thing to note that is different than a normal longboard is the best thing about it, and it actually has brakes. That's cool. So you never want to rely on the brakes, obviously, because you still got to learn how to stop, whether it's a foot brake, if you need to get down and, do one of those little numbers, then that's good. Or if you learn how to slide, that's good. You never want to rely on it. But in general, it is nice to be able to shed a little bit of speed as you kind of cruise down, all right? So some of the other things, I just want to talk, based on that longboard feel a little bit. So the things that make it feel like a normal longboard are the flex. So the flex of the board, we got a bamboo maple hybrid board, so it's a nice cushy, just a nice cushy feel. And the wheels are 78A, nice durometer, so they suck up the bumps pretty good. But it's really that bamboo deck that gives it the flex, even on rough stuff like this, that just gives it a nice feel. And it's also, for pumping, you can really pump the board. Got a car coming, so I'm just gonna cruise off to the side. So being a skateboarder, longboarder, before I was into the electrics, that's one thing I love. I like to do a bit of longboarding. So that's one thing that's really attractive to me. All right. Some of the other things that make it feel a lot like a longboard is just the fact that it has a hub motor. And so that hub motor freewheels exactly the same as a normal wheel. So that gives you nice, if I let off the brakes, it got a nice low rolling resistance, which is really, really cool. once again, makes it feel like a nice, normal longboard. The other things, it's got a good low center of gravity like a normal longboard. It's basically built just like a normal longboard. So anybody who's kind of getting into this, whether you got a longboarding background, that's great, it's going to feel like a normal board. And if you don't, that's no problem too, because it's got a nice, wide wheelbase on it. It's going to make you feel pretty comfortable. So today, I've hit about 8 miles on this run today. So we spec it out to be just under 10, 9 point something on the website. It'll do that no problem, but today we've been hitting some hills, and that's one thing you really gotta know in terms of range specs. It really varies. So hitting very, very bumpy roads, that's one thing that'll make your range come down a lot. If you got a nice smooth surface, you'll get your range above what we spec. We spec all of our stuff for 150. I'm a little bit heavier, so that's gonna make a difference. But in general, the range, even though it's a small board and it's only a 10-cell battery, the range is really good. And the reason that it's good is because we use Panasonic PF cells, the same cells that Tesla puts in theirs. Whereas a normal cell that you're going to get on an average longboard, average electric skateboard, is going to be about 2,000 milliamp hours. This, 2,900 milliamp hours. Just going to wait for a couple cars and I'll kind of cruise down. I'm going to take a right. So what that means, 50% more range on this board than what you're going to get on a normal one of the same battery size. That makes a big difference, okay? So range is great, hill climbing is good. It's just your general for running around town, having fun. It gets the job done, and it's a really, really fun board. And it's just got a great carvy, cruisy feel. So those are kind of my highlights that I'd say about the board. Nice longboard feel, good range for a small, lightweight board, and yeah, love it. I don't know if there's much else to say on that. If you guys have any questions, make sure you leave them down. Hey guys, leave them down in the comments below. We'll get back to you. We love engaging with you guys. And of course, make sure you hit subscribe after the video. Very important. We want you to stay in tune with all the new tech talks, getting to know all the new series that we have coming out. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, and apart from that, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Catch it. You like that? It doesn't steer itself.